Mysterious objects in the skies. Local residents of Hawaii explain their encounters. With sightings over and over the skies of Hawaii, specialists will describe and give their insight on what they think they may be. Lights over Kukahili and the Big Island of Hawaii. Local residents explain what they think they encountered and videotaped with their own video cameras. Could these objects in the skies be military exercise? We will ask the questions right here. Incredible HD video, which highlights the most fascinating cases of UFOs caught on tape in the state of Hawaii. The ancient Hawaiians referred them to the Kukahili, the dancing lights. UFOs will be explained in this documentary. Could Hawaii be a hotspot for UFOs? Could the majestic landscape and sacred grounds be a magnet for UFOs from other planets? Or could they be Hawaiian gods coming back? UFOs. Now let's begin our journey on the Hamakua coast with spiritual leader.
The UFOs have been to be with us once more as a they don't speak about it, but they now want to share this, and the Hawaiians says of the star family is the biggest thing, a great opportunity of our to be with the
It was a long journey for the Hawaiians to find their way to Hawaii. Across the Pacific, using the lights and the stars as evidence is here in the state of unexplained artifacts and unusual structures. UFOs in the valleys.
Pyramid-shaped portion of the valley, that where the UFO exit through that porthole. Now, because of that, it's them coming out, showing themselves, and they have an opportunity to now reveal. And now the people can see them fly more and more each time.
Dalek will give us insight with the star family and islands.
There's a grid, and there's these things called telluric currents, which are electromagnetic anomalies, which were put in place by the ancients thousands, millions years ago for them to return home. It's like their navigation. And Hawaii is very blessed as the very powerful here, very strong. Something, even if they don't normally for its healing properties.
Could the Hawaiian Islands have special healing power? The largest valley on the Big Island of Hawaii has the mana. UFOs.
It's an absolutely sacred. The footage that I saw represents checks in on things and make sure that things are from Syria. Okay, it's a Syrian ship, and there's check in and make sure that things are still pristine, that the ceremonies are still being done, that the high, because the vibration is high, and again, it's like
there! Oh my God! Oh no!
Oh, what is that? What is that thing? Craziness. With curiosity of what goes on over his home, known as Kukahaili, the dancing lights, Paul
Born and raised here on the Big Island. You know, we live in Kukuihaili. This house. Traveling light, they say, is at night. And it's basically, you know, protecting the eye. That day was in the kitchen just hanging out, and my cousin Johnny was outside screaming. Like, bro, come out here. I don't know what he was yelling about. So we came flying out, and then Johnny was like, oh, God. Oh, what is that? Was up in the sky, was metallic, was just sitting there. You know, it was kind of windy that day. Just by chance, I got to. It was pretty amazing.
Paul is ancestral connection to the stars. Only to Paul. This out type of technology, and this is why he is now going to be on a journey. Saw, and what was happening there is that the UFO that was seen there was a UFO that purposes. They come in and they check out the places that needs to be, because some of these places have not been kept intact and have to be taken care of. Evidence of the Hawaiians' connection. Day one, they have known this. those things that are sacred to them. The problem is that we have been away from it, and I've asked, who are they? Paley all about. She's all part of the star family, just like all the becoming real for the people. And this island of Hawaii is the biggest place for it to have those things that exist in Mauna Kea. We have all of these areas where the UFOs can come for their purposes. The Earth is pristine, and we...
Oh, absolutely, there's connections, and they're the holders of the secrets. To have the right eyes to see, okay, the right ears to hear, because if tell you much, Pele, I mean the fire goddess of Hawaii, the only place in the entire world that new Earth is being created on a daily basis.
Craziness!
It's time to wake up, Paul. It's time to wake up and claim your place. You know, there are certain individuals here that have come here with that description to wake people. There's a reason they show up in his footage, because he's supposed to see the people. You know, I've seen them. See a phenomenon like that. At first you'd kind of like, can't be real, I don't believe it. But when it continues to happen over and over again, you need to take seriously. Find out what is your position here.
Pearl Harbor is like an island away, you know. On the slopes of Mauna Kea all the time is military nuts. People bring their people up there just to hear the bombs, you know. I'm not telling you these are aliens from outer space. You know, it's an identified flying object, so it's a UFO in my book. I couldn't tell you what it is. Who's to say what it is? Yeah, some people tell me it's all fake, CGI. I don't even own a computer. You know what I mean? I'm just a man who caught amazing footage. I don't own a computer, not even a smartphone. You kidding me? You know, there's no aircraft I've ever seen, ever. You know, you make your own decisions.
Be UFOs, one thing's going on for sure. The military's very...
Released as UFO footage is really stuff that the government has thrown out there and wants to throw. I think if they people knew what was the truth, that it would discredit the government. Have to shift and change. And they would no longer hold the power that they do as, the military-industrial complex that it is.
Could UFO evidence like this and people's testimony from Hawaii bring the government to finally release and give disclosure?
Things thrown out, but only one is real. It's to be fake, so that you don't believe the one that is real, or and control.
Much of what the ask questions is there always something out there. They've caused so much chaos within the community, the global community. They have used all the technology and those other companies in the world. And now it's coming out to the truth, and the truth will be heard.
Yeah, so that day I had my video camera and I was in my kitchen. Here, and then right there, you can see them in the background. To the skies. You're isolated out in the middle of. Yeah, we went out there. It looked metallic, shiny. It was a real windy day, I remember. It was big. Sitting there for like 15, 20 minutes. Been seeing lights in the sky since I was a little kid. Be, the UFOs like coming to Hawaii because we're so isolated out here, Maybe they love it. Who knows? So I'll come out every night. That's not no star, it was moving. It was I looked up and I said, it looked like a bright cross. So I was like, no, that's not no star, no satellite. Doesn't move like. So I just kept filming. this moon in the sky. So except this bright orb looking light shaped like a cross. Was that in our atmosphere? It was amazing. I live 4 miles away from a special place, Waipio burial grounds. Go to the Hawaiians. Continue to keep I'll always have my camera out, and hopefully one day I'll have the answers to what's going on in the skies over Hawaii.
Smith. Coast, American transport tracked by an unknown object.
In Hawaii for 20 years, about 20. The beauty of the natural landscape. There's a lot of people, I have a lot of friends that have told me countless experiences and stuff, and I can't say that I believe or disbelieve. This that has really been so I don't know what the heck is going on there. So I came up here to get some shots of the Pink Church. This big military transport kind of looked like a C-17 or something like that. A huge jet. I get some out of curiosity or something, and like the size of a minivan or something flies up behind the jet.
With steady hands and calm nerves, Orlando Smith captures something amazing over the Hamakua coast. What is this? Video evidence like this, it leaves one to wonder, are we alone?
If you want to, truth is, there's a lot of things that have been declassified now. And so you can write and you can find them out. And ask questions. And don't just take the pat answers as truth. In your prayers, we all have north and they can migrate. We have an internal compass which tells us what is truth and what is not. And listen to that. Most of what they're going to throw out there, it's designed to throw you off the track. But if you listen inside of what is true and you see things happen to you, perhaps are pointing the way to a certain direction in your life, it'll put you on the right path.
Orlando capturing his UFO.
So I kept filming the jet and following it across the horizon, and as I zoomed in, I was like trying to figure out, what is this object? I couldn't explain what it was. How could something have a jet and then be passing, be like almost attached to the jet, like it was gonna dock to the jet or something? The maneuver where something is approaching the military stock like in the movies or something like that. I was like, what is this thing? So then as I zoomed in, parachute or something, and somehow they were gonna like going off away from the vehicle. So I was like, what could possibly be approaching the vehicle that close? And then so when I started zooming in, you could see there's no parachute, there's no cables, there's no nothing. All you see is a big metallic object like this. Crazy thing is the shot's only I still don't know what that but I knew when I was getting this shot that this is some crazy military related, so I'm still on a military refueling transport, you know, but when I zoom refueling line, there's no line and all the way, and it's like the resolution is incredible. Lost it right across the horizon. Too, unlike today, which is totally overcast in paradise. No clouds in the sky. I feel like I just really lucked out. I had all my one of the things is that they removed some of the sacred waters that are here. Lots of the planets do or galaxies. And this is one of the reasons that it's so important that this earth in balance, and it is that sacred. There are a lot the big island, right on top of a training area, and you know there's a high concentration of military activity. After this event, because I'm stories that I've heard from friends around here. Them.
It is no secret that the military government, they want to keep secret. Will truth ever be revealed in regards to UFOs?
The U.S. government is still going to hold up to what they have. And it's not necessary for us as a people living we see what we believe. If we believe that this is happening, well, this is occurring, and the people, the presence of their star family, it's all going to happen. A lot of the people are going to see the technology and receive it, and they're going to use it to the changes and the shift towards
pyramids through thousands of years. We're here in the South Pacific. My name's Blake Cousins, and evidence of ancient pyramids right here in the South Pacific. This is appreciate the work put into this. 400 pounds. And as you follow me along here, you could tell and see this wall just stretch for about a whole football field. Pyramids were built to worship their gods in the... Could it be that the Hawaiians believed in outer space beings from other worlds? In a day, with over 10 structure, and we've just seen a little peek of what is actually out there. We're here now at the base of the pyramid, from the top to the bottom, and just look at the map. Appreciate, like me, the theory of ancient a sign from the gods. It's here in the South Pacific. Scientifically has not been supported. How could it be denied? My name's Blake Cousins, and we'll see the moon.
Quaint town of Honoka'a lives Dr. Ton Keeney, also owner of the Honoka'a People's extraordinary sighting he had on the island of Maui.
Physician in Honoka'a on the Big Island of Hawaii. I've been in practice in Honoka'a for 35 years. Well, it was certainly a UFO encounter that I'm aware of, at least. And in order to do some preface, I've a few times over the intervening 35 events I'm going to tell you about occurred 35 years ago, and but I think why I attach the significance I have to 1976, I suppose late summer, had just finished residency in Queens of time before I would eventually, as physician, just traveling around the island. I spent quite a bit of time in Maui over there, but I didn't have a in, so I was just traveling around to the summit of Haleakala, or maybe hike down one side, back and forth, go down and then go back up again and do it all again. Quiet it is in the crater, because I think that's part of the story here. You know, I remember sitting on a rock at the top of Sliding Sands Trail, which is the trail down Akala, and watching after the crunch of those footsteps, although receding, had hear them when the foot changed, and then the crunch into the same foot that he had started with. But I think that probably someone's footsteps, and he was probably about half mile away, maybe a quarter of a mile at least. So, very quiet environment. I also hearing a pretty never experienced before. Is to I think, and the importance of that is I was cabins there, some into a cabin, but most of the time I was bag, and I had climbed the wall of the crater just a ways above Holua cabin, and off the higher than the surface of the crater. And I stayed there for a while, in fact, after sunset. It's so beautiful. You know, some scenes are just hard to leave. But in the midst of all that, on the rim, over the rim of, it was beyond Sliding Sands Trail, but over the rim of the crater that actually emerged and actually seemed as if they were flying inside the crater itself, in the rim of the crater. And the crater is about 7 miles across, so it's a very big open space. These days, and I guess subsequently, I have heard that there has been a number of and but it's just not something I pay much attention to. I've had very little time in subsequent years, and I can see it in my mind right now, of course, because it was basically it looked like two headlights, and but I would have imagined something like 300, 400, 500 yards above the rim of the crater, and then they came down into within the rim, and those two headlights, again, that would be the best I could say. I couldn't see a body that was holding these two lights together, but I'm and they disappeared into a tank that was coming up out of California. Out of the crater into down the, I believe, Kipahulu side of Maui. Following the high and that was the thing that most impressed me, you know, then, well, what was that? Truth is, as the result of some you know, I have no idea. But at least I'm open. Explainable by the thing my culture has taught me. So
this is some of the video that I This was shot over the Pacific, and what it shows structure in the clouds. To me that you saw in Nevada.
And the Chatna is comes from a faraway galaxy, and what happens is that what they're doing is observation, and the reason for the observation is that many places are what the people are doing, but just observe them during this time and period.
I want you to take a look at this video. It was
What I see here is that this was people that came from the light. They indicated this and showing this that there is a connection between us and the star family.
We'll talk about the galactic referring to.
That is what they are referring to, because Maui is a very strategic UFOs and entering and exit.
People speak of interdimensional beings as
for each other, and now we're coming together. The beings is us. Sure.
we at Third Phase of Moon receive videos from around the world of many UFOs. Some kind of crucifix. Can you explain a little further on what you think this could be?
This is a type of ship they call a Hana, which is the ship that takes in water. They travel throughout the places to receive the sacred sites, or whatever it may be, to pick up the circuit. No water on other planets. This ship
back at home wanted to get in touch with you in regards to spirit higher beings. How would they do so? From Arizona comes and finds himself in a middle encounter.
I'm Nick. I'm just moved to Hawaii. I have not seen UFOs before. So definitely for sure that they exist. Lined up like that, but it wasn't a ship mass. It looked like 3 planes, so like a big plane and 2 smaller planes, like that. So started filming it and everything, and just looking at these really bright lights just reflecting off the water and totally vivid. Me and there's watching the same phenomenon, and it was definitely mind-blowing. Everybody just sitting there and just totally awestruck by this. and it just totally looked like a ship mast. I mean, we're in Gila Bay, mind you, you know, so what it was, but it was definitely something. And it, I don't know, just kind of how it panned out, like I said, and it also just kind of lined up like definitely I can showed in a video. They didn't really believe me. Exist or UFOs don't exist. I said no, I didn't see a UFO. Something different, gave them something to think about. Didn't really believe. So that's all I saw. Yeah, it was totally just like when the light first happened, when I first saw it. There weren't a lot of people there, so I pull up, and then behind me, you know, they all pulled us all the same way too. It's like totally just like awestruck and clicking everything, and everybody's coming in screaming and hollering. And they just want to get a picture of the lights. You know, they want to see what. Come to the light, come to the light, and once they saw the light. Here in Hawaii, I've definitely, you know, noticed some things. In Arizona, the sky is not so clear. You can't really, you know. Clear. And I could definitely, you know, I can look up at the sky now and definitely notice that there's. Got in contact with some people that, you know. UFOs, you get hundreds of sightings on the Big Island. Right? Moments, and you know, I see in the sky, whether they be lights, UFOs. Yeah, I'm gonna capture those moments, and I'm gonna share about something extraordinary.
We receive videos from around the world phenomenon. Now, today and this week, we're going to go over a special 5-step program on how to capture. Now let's get to step 1. Step 1. Visual in the sky for the first time. Time and place, and then proceed to step 2. Step 2. Keep it steady. Whether you have an H, it's always important to stay and just stabilize. That's what it takes. Get the shot. Remember, steady shots equals great video. This is a very shaky shot in comparison to a steady shot like this. Step 3, perspective. Whether an object important to get some kind of material object in the foreground or background, a building, street lights perhaps. The more information and material we get to see within the video gives us more of a perspective on how large it could be. Zooming in and zooming out at times on the object. Now on to step 4. Focus. One of the largest complaints we get here at Third Phase of Moon is blurry footage. It's very important to set your camera off from the auto-focusing mechanism when you're filming a camera trying to help you out.
Autofocus sucks so bad, dude.
Always seem to have a problem with Now on to step 5. Now on to step 5 and the most important step. When you've captured something amazing, backup of the copy immediately. Then upload it to YouTube. If you've captured anything amazing in regards to UFOs, contact us at Third Phase of Moon via Skype or Facebook. My name's Blake Cousins, and we'll see you. UFOs. Now let's begin our journey on the Hamakua coast with spiritual leader.
The UFOs have been to be with us once more as a they don't speak about it, but they now want to share this, and the Hawaiians says of the Star family is the biggest thing. A great opportunity of our to be with the
It was a lot.
It's an absolutely sacred. The footage that I saw represents checks in on things and make sure that things are from Syria. Okay, it's a Syrian ship, and there's check in and make sure that things are still pristine, that the ceremonies are still being done, that the it's high, because the vibration is high, and again, it's like
Here! Oh my god! Oh no!
Mysterious objects in the skies. Local residents of Hawaii explain their encounters. With sightings over and over the skies of Hawaii, specialists will describe and give their insight on what they think they may be. Lights over Kukahili and the Big Island of Hawaii, local residents explain what they think they encountered and videotaped with their own video cameras. Could these objects in the skies be military exercise? We will ask the questions right here. Incredible HD video, which highlights the most fascinating cases of UFOs caught on tape in the state of Hawaii. The ancient Hawaiians refer them to the Kukahili, the dancing lights. UFOs will be explained in this documentary. Could Hawaii be a hotspot for UFOs? Could the majestic landscape and sacred grounds be a magnet for UFOs from other planets? Or could they be Hawaiian gods coming back? Long journey for the Hawaiians to find their way to Hawaii. Across the Pacific using the lights and the stars as evidence is here in the state of unexplained artifacts and unusual structures. UFOs in the valleys.
Pyramid-shaped portion of the valley, that where the UFO exit through that porthole. Now, because of that, it's them coming out, showing themselves, and they have an opportunity to now reveal and now the people can see them fly more and more each time.
Dalek will give us insight with the star family and islands.
There's a grid, and there's these things called telluric currents, which are electromagnetic anomalies, which were put in place by the ancients thousands, millions years ago for them to return home. It's like their navigation. And Hawaii is very blessed as the very powerful here, very strong. Something, even if they don't normally for its healing properties.
Could the Hawaiian Islands have special healing power? The largest valley on the Big Island of Hawaii has the mana. UFOs